Dark Talon 84 here again, and we are going to level up our new class some. I managed to level up to level 8 through Palace of the Dead, but let's just level it up through doing the class quests, and we'll do some of those fate events that shows up as well. And we're just trying to level it up until we get to, well, we'll probably level up to level 15, and then we'll probably do the first dungeon with it again, or with it, and after that, then we'll continue the story. We'll continue the main story with our new class. And if you remember right, we were using DPS before, which is Thaumaturge, which turns into Black Mage. Now we're using Conjurer, which is a healer that turns into White Mage. And if you remember, like what I said in the last video, when we hit level 50 as one of the two classes, such as Black Mage or White Mage, we will be getting a melee class. A class that is not a mage. Let's kill this thing, since it's the hunting log for a Conjurer. So it's here somewhere. The thing we're supposed to do for this class quest that we just picked up. Here we go. Just gonna jump off over here to get there faster. And yeah, I know we're wearing some new outfit. It's just temporary until we get a full set of gear for this class, this new class. So we'll just travel back to Verdanian. Turn in this quest, and then we'll go do some of those event fate quests. We'll do that after we get some level 15 gear, so that way when we get to level 15, you can already have gear, so we can just do the dungeon, the first dungeon, and then get caught up in the story, or to where we need to be to use the story with, or do the story with our new class. And I'll just get the money, I'll just get the money. And as far as the gear goes, we'll just buy some new gear. We'll just go to the markets where the vendors are and just buy some gear. That guy, I want this guy. And Disciple of Magic gear, we'll go 10 to 20. Just get this. So level 15 or 16 is what we're getting. And that's with our level 15 class quest, we should be able to get some level, or get a level 15 staff. So we're gonna go back to Central Shroud and do some of those event quests that show up though, or those event things that show up with those fates to level up. See if we can find any level 10 that might be a little high for our current gear, but we can give it a shot. Kill this thing because it's in our way. Up to like level 15, you don't really, I mean, gear, it does help a little bit, but once you hit level 15 is where gear really starts to matter. Yes, and as a healer, you can heal yourself and you can heal your teammate. You can heal members of your party as well. You can even heal NPCs. NPCs that are not enemies. If you try to heal an enemy, then it will heal you instead. There's another one over here. Oh, there's all purple hunt targets here too. Class quest, but I'm gonna wait until we get close, until we get on to level 14, almost to level 15. And killing monsters, it may seem like it's a decent source of XP, but it's not later on. So it's not really a good idea unless you're leveling Blue Mage. Which Blue Mage that's a topic for another video. Because we can't exactly get it right now anyway. I think I'll move the menu stuff up here. I'll just put it back to where it was, just so it's easier to, just so it's not in the way of anything. Let's go get this, do this event, this fate over here. Because these random events with blue thing, they're called fates. So yeah, let's just go do it real quick. We'll get that hunt target after this fate. That hunt target thing over here somewhere. There it is. You could do side quests, but they don't give a whole lot. I do know a fast way, a fast location to level up to close to around level 15. This might seem a little weird, but that free company invite, I'm not really gonna join it, so it's just like I said in a previous video, free companies are pretty much guilds. Well, they are the guilds on this game. But there's an somewhat easy way to level. We can just go around here and just hunt buzzards. And we can also do fates too. what we're seeing down here called Pyro Party. It's just a chat. This chat I made. It's just a chat I made for me and a few friends. Like when I'm not doing the videos, that's all it is. There's nothing really about it. And the reason why it's Pyro, because well, Pyro is literally in this character's name. And these things are good, that's pretty cool. Should have some better gear now that we can use, and we might be able to do this fate if there's enough time. Yeah, probably not gonna be able to complete it, but we can at least come close. We probably won't even come close within this fate. Because of these buzzards. Things, you still get XP and money from them. But the fastest way to level level up is doing dungeons or the main story. But you can't, well, you can redo it with New Game Plus, but you won't unlock that later on. You can redo the story with it, but you don't get any XP rewards for doing New Game Plus. So if you're trying to level up a new class, the best way is dungeons or fakes. There's stuff later on that you unlock later on in the game that helps more with leveling besides just dungeons and fates, but we'll talk about those when we get to that point in the game. Or get to the point where we can unlock those things. Bad thing about this class, the healer, unlike our other class, Thaumaturge, when our MP hits 0, we can't do anything. Because everything that this class does takes MP. If you don't like the colors, you can always change the color. There's a setting in the options, I don't know where it is, where you can change the colors of the meters. Or like your health meter and your MP meter. I'm using the Razer Naga gaming mouse. If you don't know about it, it's got a mouse that has 12 buttons on the side, and they're automatically programmed by default to all these buttons that you see on the skills to do them on the keyboard. So the buttons 1 through the button 1. All the way up to the button right before backspace. If you're wondering how I'm doing this easily, that's how. I'm using the Razer Naga gaming mouse. buzzards so we can actually complete this fate. Figures, these buzzards they don't like to leave you alone. If you leave the blue area, the enemies you're currently fighting in the fate, they reset. If you leave the blue area on your map, they reset to their starting location and their health fully recovers. Buzzards. Wish these buzzards would just go away. Gonna let MP recover some. Really? Another buzzard? Yeah, it don't look like we're gonna be able to do this fate because of all these buzzards. These buzzards, they just never leave. Some potions. No more buzzards show up. Just tell that person thank you for helping with that, because those buzzards were being a pain. There should be some fates that show up here too. They're lower level than those ones, but they're still fates. But those ones will give a lot less XP. A lot less XP, so we will do those later. I could pick up these quests, but they won't give as much XP. That's a very weird mount. Let's check the hunting log. There might be more in the Gardania area. In the Shroud area. Sorry about the yawning. I'm not really tired. I'm like wide awake. I don't know why I was just yawning just now. Actually, I know a faster way we can level. I just thought of that. There is a faster way. Go back to the Nolan. just gonna teleport there because we'll get money and stuff at when we complete these quests. Go to the green area. You just go to the green area on the map, open up your quest. Oh, you'll see. Alright, we're here at where we need to be. Now we open up our quest log, click on it, hit initiate, and then we'll just go with the highest one because, well, the higher it is, the more XP and more money you get. Ask if we want to teleport back to collect the reward. And we can unlock these things called guild hests as well. They're also good for XP. You can queue up for these with other players. They're very simple little things. Very simple missions that you get a completion bonus for each time you do them as your designated class, or as your class. So let's just queue up for it and get a group, and we'll do the two that will be available. There's only one now, but as you complete them, and as you complete each one, more appear up until the level 41 shows up. Then level 41, that's the last one. And we just gotta wait for it to find us a group. In the meantime, I guess we can go kill some buzzards. I guess we can go hunt some buzzards in the meantime. And we can't do these with NPCs, we have to do them with other players, so let's see if we can find, I guess we'll just kill some buzzards while we wait to get a group. I think that we couldn't complete because it was almost done and all the buzzards is back. Buzzards. Let's just kill this fish and then we'll enter it. We can do the other one. It looks like the fate's been done, completed. The fate that was here. So we should be able to do the next one and then the one after this one. It's not, we're going to be level 15 to do that one. This one's easy, it's just pretty much a simple boss fight. once we get come home, do this other guild test. Once we do this other guild test, I think we'll just get the rest of the way to 15 by doing some leave quests or whatever, what they're called. So I think we'll pick up a couple of them. And then we'll do them all once the thing is, once we clear this guild test. Once we clear it, once it's on, when it shows up or when it finds us a group. And here we go. This the thing will tell you to kill the NPC will tell you to kill the reinforcement enemies, but you don't really need to. You can just ignore them and just kill the boss. It makes it go a lot faster, at least in this instance. Click one to give an accommodation to. You can give those. It's just a thing of good gesture. Be like, hey, they did a good job. If they get so many, if they get enough, they can become a mentor, which gives you like new player buffs and stuff like. It gives you buffs when you're playing with like newer returning players, but. do our next guild test. And the thing is, you have to actually do the guild test with the guild test elite quests. You have to actually do it with the class you want XP for. So you can't just use your strongest class and just destroy it. It won't give you XP for it. Thing is, these lead quests are solo, so if you're in a party, you can't, well, I mean, I think you can do it with the party, I don't remember, but other players can't help you with these. Like if they're not in your group, so like all these people around here, they can't help me to complete these. This person is crafting in the middle of the open, but okay. After everyone, it asks you if you want to return. I just say no because, well, I mean, I could have, but it's not like it's really that far. And I'm just gonna go and do all the other ones, and then I'll turn them all in at once. This blizzard is not a part of the quest. I wish it would leave me alone. Maybe I can just avoid the blizzard. Nope. Blizzard that's not even a part of the quest wants to interfere with the quest. Also, too, we could do something to help us out a little bit. It's in character UI. see the end game time at the top. And we can display the target's remaining HP percent. Now there's a number, that percentage is his health bar. So now we can see his remaining HP percentage. And it works with anything you target, even other players. It even works if we target ourselves, only if we took damage though. Leveled up so we can't see it, but cool, lucid dreaming. Now we don't have to worry about running out of MP. As long as we have that, then lucid dreaming will make our MP recover faster. If we target ourselves, it shows our own HP percentage as well. Fix that. Sorry about the coughing. And we're right here so we can start the last one. Turn in all of them in, or yeah, I will go back and turn all of them in. And I will go do class quests. Our next 2 class quests with this healer class, and then we will go to continue the main quest line. Continue it if we're able to. That said Hawthorne Hut. So we might end up just continuing the main quest line on the next video, because looks like we might just be able to complete the next 2 class quests, and then so the next video we might just do the next or do the first dungeon with this class, and then yeah, the next video it might just do the first dungeon with this class, and then continue the main quest line with our new class here, with our new class Conjurer. Care about the vulture right now, we'll deal with it later. I know it's a tough target, but we'll just deal with it later because we gotta come back here in the story anyway. The vultures later. I could probably easily get rid of them, but I'm just trying to do these class quests. the next one and we'll knock it out real quick. Just take the moon for now. And then let's get the next quest and then we'll knock it out real quick. So just give you a heads up in future content videos while we get to the quest. So when we hit level 50, as you know, we will be getting a melee class, a class that uses a sword, a specific kind of sword as its primary weapon. And then when we get to Heaven's Ward, the Heaven's Ward area, or Heaven's Ward DLC area, we will be getting another class, our first tank class. And then we will be, when we get the DPS class with the sword, with a specific kind of, or special kind of sword, won't really need to level it too much because, well, it will already be the level we need it to be at, so, for the story, so, and then when we get the tank class, we will be working on leveling it up some. There, screw it, we'll put that down there. Since we're going to Hawthorne Hut, we might as well get the Aetherite attuned to it while we're there. Wrong way. you to the quest and get it done. May have to kill this gnat though. Nope, maybe not. Alright, so I'm gonna stop the video here. In the next video, we will be starting with doing this solo battle here. And then we will be getting Conjurer up to the level of our, up to par with the level of our main story quests. So, stay tuned for the next video. See you guys in the next video.